Yo, what's up, guys? This is BunnyMuffins. I got the final meta snapshot for set 2, patch 10.5, so let's just hop right into it. So we start off with the summary. Not too much has changed. There are just a couple tweaks here and there, and the popularity of Zed and Electrics really shook up the meta a little bit. You see a lot more of those at higher elo. And Shadows, while they still win, if you don't get 6 Shadows, they do not perform quite as well. So first we're going to go over Carousel Priority. I moved Chain Vest up a little bit, but I still think Rod is the best just because Rod builds so many early game items. And Chain Vest, super good because you could build Bramble Vest, which I think is one of the best items in the game. And you always need at least like one tank item in your team, whereas you could get away with having fewer damage items. It also builds like Guardian Angel and Locket. It's the same thing though, you just want to avoid Belt and Negatron on the first carousel. So next we go into the item quadrant. Not too much has changed. Redemption got a little higher because Zed's being played more. Bramble Vest I think is the best item like I was saying before. And Shojin, i.e. RFC, they all kind of set back a bit in terms of popularity. But I still think they're decent items to build. Next we go into, you guys already know the methodology. I pretty much scout the top 10 players in every region to see what they play. And then I make the meta snapshot out of that. I look at who wins, who's losing, and how much people are playing certain compositions. So we're back at S tier, starting with Summoner's Sins. Again, I've been saying Zed is making a huge comeback right now. Great items on him are Guardian Angel and Redemption, and then you could throw in like a Dragon Claw, maybe an Ionic Spark or something like that. But these are the two best in slot items. The third one, you could pretty much go anything though. Of course, the mid-game carries Azir. I'd actually like to add Hand of Justice to this item list because that's also really good on Azir to carry you through the mid-game. Next up, we have Berserker, Poison, and Desert. I need to fix that. It's just Berserkers. They don't run Poison anymore. You just put in Olaf with... you want... Obviously, the best build, if you could choose all your items, is double RFC, Last Whisper, but we don't always get that. But you definitely do need a Last Whisper, because if you do that, you don't actually need to run Desert. So again, I need to change this. Then what people have actually been doing is playing second Olaf as well, and throwing a bunch of items on him. So in terms of like realistic items you could get for like really good items for Olaf, because this isn't very realistic, is probably Last Whisper, Guardian Angel, and maybe like a Dragon Claw or Hand of Justice would all be working out pretty well. And of course, early game, you want Lockets and Zeke's Herald to really just snowball the early game and not be as reliant on Olaf too. So next up, we have Electric Wardens. Again, all the Zed items or all the Zed comps are really popping up. You just want to stack the same items you had on Zed as we did before, which is Guardian Angel, Guardian Angel, Redemption, and Dragon Claw. And you could also run Singed in this composition because none of these slots actually matter that much. You could take out Volibear so you only have 2 electric. That's fine as well. And then just throw in a Singed with Morello if you really want. This composition is really flexible, so you could really play anything with Zed as long as you have Zed 2 and at least Ornn for 2 electric. Last comp in S tier is the Kindred comp. The best one is with 6 Shadows, but you need a Hitmaster Yi for that. And it's pretty unreliable to do that in most cases. You could go either AP Kindred or AD Kindred as usual. Right now, this build's kind of in the middle. But I list out all the items that I like on Kindred down here. So next we're into A tier. A and S tier, it's really close. You really just got to play what you get this patch. You can't really like only go for like 2 or 3 compositions anymore. I think that's suboptimal, especially on this patch, just because everything is pretty equal in power depending on if you hit it or not. But the reason why these comps are S tier is because they're easier to hit than some of the A tier comps. So first we have Ranger Warden. Obviously, if you hit Rangers, you're going to always do really well. But it's so hard to get Taric 2 with Ashe 2, with Twitch 2, with Singe 2. So it's like just these 4 units alone cost so much and are so difficult to complete that Rangers probably won't be as comp unless they can get away with only having level 1 Taric or level 1 Singe, which I think they really benefit from having level 2s with. So that's why they're an A tier. But if you manage to hit everything, you're going to be doing really well. Next up, we have Ocean Mages with Wardens. I'm always on and off about this comp. You either want 6 Mages or 6 Oceans, But what you really need is just good items on brand and some sort of tank item and mage cap. Mage cap makes the composition much better because then you don't have to run 3 mages. You could go up to 6 very easily. But for brand, you just need a lot of tiers, a lot of rods, any combination of them. You could run like Jeweled Gauntlet, Morello, Double Seraphs. There are a lot of different combinations, but you just need like a lot of tiers and a lot of rods. Next up, we have Predators with or without Hyperroll, and you could check out my Hyperroll guide by clicking this link over here. But it's the same thing. It's just Kog'Maw. Not much else to say there. If you get a bunch of Ludens, you could play them. There's also some other builds which are more attack speed oriented and on hit oriented. You go like Giant Slayer, Runon's Hurricane, maybe like a Last Whisper on Kog'Maw, and just buff him up with Karma to try to win some games. Also, like, you could run any of the Predators. Like, Skarner's very good too. It just depends who you hit. So just only run 3 Predators and not 4. And get whoever you can 3-star and then build synergies off of that. So if you had Skarner instead of Rek'Sai, you'd take out Nocturne, put in like an Ashe or Taric later in the game. Next up, we have B tier. So Blademaster's got a buff last patch, but that doesn't really change too much about them. The main carry is just Azir. If you get Blademaster spat, that's really good. But I have noticed Azir's declined a lot in popularity, so I have seen like 3 stars Azirs in a lot of my games at least. I don't know why people aren't playing him as much. I still think he's very strong. But he's stronger in the Some Sins variant, not so much the Blademaster Mystic one. Next up, we have Lights. Lights you really need perfect items with, and you need to hit all the champions, and even then, they still don't win the game, so that's why they're in B tier right now. You need level 2 Yorick with GA, you need decent Lucian items, and it's just so hard to hit both of these to 2-star because your composition has no viable alternatives, whereas, let's go back to Rangers. Sure that they need Taric, or they want Taric, they want Ashe too, but you could run like a Twitch carry instead, and that wouldn't be too big of an issue. You could even run Ezreal carry. Again, not too big of an issue. But for Lights, you absolutely need both Yorick and Lucian to have a chance in any game. And that's why they're so inconsistent, and that's why they're B tier. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. C tier, you don't really have to pay attention to those. I just kind of keep them there for an archive, but feel free to browse that as well. I'll be streaming today and through Sunday from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. US Eastern Time at twitch.tv/BunnyMuffins LOL. And if you guys want to check out the meta snapshot yourself, head on over to bunnymuffins.lol/meta. I'll leave a link in the description down below. But yeah, it's the last patch, last push for set 2. Good luck, everyone, and let's really try to hit that next rank that you want to get, and let's get ready for set 3. Set 3 looks really awesome. I'm going to be doing a lot of previews on it sometime in the next week, so definitely look out for those. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to share and subscribe, and of course smash that like button. Each like is an LP I gain before the next video.